Inflation's still running hot. The markets are going up because investors bet rates are close to peak levels. It's not about investors, they're gamblers. The rest of the economy is going down. We're talking about the firing of temporary workers. When the temps are fired, that's a signal that there's the worst that's yet to come. And they started firing them during the holiday season, which they should have been hiring. And you go back to the panic of 08, you saw it coming when they started firing temporary workers. You go back also to the dot-com bust, same thing. The Bank of England, they expressed similar sentiments to the Fed, and they raised them 50 basis points, and so too did the EU. But when you're looking at the real damage going on, yeah, the stocks are going up, but the global economy is going down. The higher these interest rates go, all the people with adjustable rate mortgages, all the businesses that borrow money that have variable rate mortgages, the governments that are deep in debt now paying more because interest rates are going up. So yeah, the equities are going to go up, but this economy is going to keep going down, and it's going to go down big, and it's going to go down hard. When you're looking at inflation rates in the UK and the EU that are killing people, these interest rates are nothing compared to inflation. So when you put the inflation numbers compared to the interest rates are still deep in negative territory. It will prop up the equity markets, but the economies are going to go down. What else do we have? Yeah, Fed approves quarter-point rate hike. The government bond investors thought they smelled coming pause anyway, analysts said, because they expect the cumulative effect of last year's rate increases to sharply slow the economy this year. German trade surplus shrinks to lowest level in 2 decades. Germany's exports totaled 127.4 billion euros in December, a decline of 6.3%. And they had predicted it would only drop 3.3%. Imports fell 6.1% in December. They forecasted it would drop only 0.8%. Although annual exports increased by 14.3% in 2022 compared to 2021, imports climbed at a much higher rate of 24.3% due to increased energy prices prompted by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Not prompted by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, prompted by slimy, arrogant politicians who put the sanctions on Russia that the people paid for. Remember the crap spewing out of Biden's mouth? We're going to punish Putin. No, they're punishing the people. This is the horse shit that they pump out. That's one lie after another. It's not the energy prices increase prompted by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It's prompted by the sanctions. Just like they're saying all these problems are prompted by the pandemic. It's prompted by the politicians. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote for the shithead scumbag of the major political party in a country near you. C-U-N-T, country, yeah. Pay gains shrink in new signs of easing inflation. You see what they're doing here? All they want to do is slow down the economy so the plantation workers of Slavelandia don't get any more raises. We'll give you a couple of bucks. Here, do what you got to do. Go home and then come back. It's better than the old plantation system. Again, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Worker pay gains cooled at the end of last year with a new sign of moderating inflation. No, the inflation was caused by the political freaks who pumped in countless trillions of dollars. We're fighting the COVID war. We're fighting the COVID war. Close down your business, stay home. Here's some money. We're fighting the COVID war. Oh, and the zero and negative interest rate policy. I forgot. No. Blame it on the workers. The 64% of American workers that are living paycheck to paycheck. Average hourly earnings for private sector workers rose 4.6% in December from a year earlier, down from a recent high of 5.6%. I'm not great at math, but if you have earnings up 4.6% and inflation up 6.5%, you paying more to buy less. And when you look at the real numbers of inflation, it's more than double that according to John Williams' shadow stats because they rigged the inflation numbers. Inflation eases in EU for third month. Let's see, prices in the Eurozone were up 8.5% higher in January than a year earlier, a slowdown from 9.2%. 8.5%, and they tell you it's easing. Don't worry, wages are going to go down. No, the Central Bank of Ireland found among annual wage growth in the Eurozone slowed in December to 4.9% from 5.2%. That's great, right? What else we got here? Colossal buying by central banks drives gold demand to decade high. Demand for gold surged to its highest in more than a decade in 2022, fueled by, quote, colossal central bank purchases. Annual gold demand increased 18%. These are the central banksters that are buying gold because they know how bad it is out there. Central bank purchases of gold hit 417 tons in the final 3 months of the year, took the annual total of more than double of the previous year at 1,136 tons. This is according to the World Gold Council. Mortgage demand drops at record pace as rates increase. Oh yeah, the rates go up as this is in Europe. Banks reported that demand for housing decreased at its largest rate on record to a net percentage of minus 74%, according to the January Eurozone Bank Lending Survey. The figure was the lowest since records began in 2003. And now they just raised interest rates 50 basis points from remember Lagarde? Oh yeah, where did Lagarde come from? The International Monetary Fund? Monetary Fund. Monetary Fund. And now she's the head of the ECB, bullshitting that there was no inflation like Powell did. Again, look what's going on. Everything's going down. They're raising interest rates. The markets will go up as the economy goes down. They can give a shit about the people. Rate rise worsens debt woes for U.S. healthcare industry. This is a story in the Financial Times. A fifth of America's distressed bonds were issued by healthcare companies. Okay, we've been saying that as interest rates go up, as the economy goes down, these distressed bonds are going to become very distressed. And it's not only in this area, because no one, well, I shouldn't say no one, every now and then, they don't talk about the commercial office buildings, which we only have a 50% occupancy rate in the 10 major cities in the United States. Oh, now those variable rate loans, as people aren't renewing their leases because more people are working at home and they want to save money. We are in for a crisis as these interest rates go up. And again, they're going to start lowering. They're going to lower them, particularly in the United States, before the presidential election.